السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. نكمل إن شاء الله تعالى from كتاب الروض المربع, and we are in page 211 as you see here in the statement. ويجب فورا. ويجب فورا قضاء الفوائت مرتبا. ويجب فورا قضاء الفوائت مرتبا أو مرتبا, both can be sound. So this is still with the subject of al-fawa'id or the qada, or making up the salah that is missed. So he says here وَيَجِبُ فَوْرًا, that means it's wajib immediately. فَوْرًا, that means immediately, and not to be delayed. From actually the word فَوْرًا comes from فَور, when the water is boiling. So it means it's something that is immediate, but he refers to واجب فورا, that means immediately. ما لم ينضر في بدنه. In the sharh he says, as long as he's not harmed in his body, physical harm, if he makes the fawaid or the missed salawat immediately. So it's immediately has to be done, as an obligation. Someone, it's time of Isha and he did not pray Maghrib, right? Then it's immediately has to pray Maghrib. If he remembers a fa'ita, something that he did not pray before, he has to immediately make up this fa'ita or the salah that he missed. As long as there's no harm in his body, physical harm, if he does it immediately. Because it's, as it's going to be mentioned, if it's too much, that's different. So whatever harm that can happen to him, if there's harm that would affect him, of course he can then delay it. أو معيشة يحتاجها, or livelihood matters that he needs. He's at work, for example, he's doing something. So once he's done with this, because it's going to harm him to stop, then he has to do it right afterwards. أو يحضر لصلاة عيد. أو يحضر لصلاة عيد, or he is coming or present for صلاة عيد. صلاة عيد, whatever صلاة عيد, عيد الفطر or عيد الأضحى. As it's going to be mentioned later, with Salatul Eid, the madhab and the ulama mention about when a person comes into the place of Salatul Eid, and if it's prayed outside, not in a masjid, then there's no tahiyatul masjid or anything. A person should sit and wait for the salah. They mention the karaha, the disliking of making salah before Salatul Eid, so that people do not follow this, thinking that this is a sunnah or recommended act, especially with those who attend Salatul Eid are usually a bigger crowd than those who attend Salatul Jumu'ah or Salatul Jama'ah. So if someone here, basically what this means is, if someone is present in Salatul Eid and he remembered a fa'ita, right? He did not pray Salatul Isha before. It's time, it's already finished, of course. So he should not do this salah while waiting for Salatul Eid. Then he should do it after Salatul Eid. ويجب فورا, here again going back, that it's obligatory immediately. قضاء الفوائد مرتبا, to make qada, to make up the fawaid, as we said before, the plural of fa'ita, what has been missed from the salah. مرتبا, that means in order, he should do it in order. And مرتبا with a kasra here refers to the individual that is acting. مرتبا, this refers to اسم المفعول, that means the فوائد itself. So قضاء الفوائد مرتبا, that means he has to make up the فوائد in order. So if he missed ظهر and عصر, then he makes ظهر first, عصر second. If he missed ظهر from one day and عصر from the next day, or I'm sorry, he missed عصر in one day, and then the next day he missed ظهر. So in that case, the tartib here is that he would pray Asr first, because Asr was on a previous day, and then he would pray ظهر, right? So this is murattiban. ولو كثرت, even if it's lots of salawat that are missed. So a person should not pray dhuhr, 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 dhuhr. Especially for those who make up their fawaid, if it's in years, for example, can they say, well, let me just pray dhuhr, as many dhuhr as I can. First, finish dhuhr salah, and then asr. No, it's one day after another day. ولو كثرت. ويسن صلاتها جماعة. ويسن صلاتها جماعة. It's recommended to make it in jama'ah. And why this is mentioned, especially if it's one or two, this is if it's group of people. The evidence that is well known is when the Prophet ﷺ, when they slept and they missed Salatul Fajr till the sun was risen, when they get up from their sleep, the adhan was made, they prayed the sunnah, the iqamah was made, and they prayed the jama'ah, Salatul Fajr jama'ah, even though it's after sunrise. So this is in the case of someone missed a salah. Not necessarily someone that have lots of salawat that he has to make up. Of course, if it's a group of people and they want to make jama'ah, sure. But this is basically what it refers to. So واجب فورا قضاء الفوائت مرتبا ويسقط الترتيب بنسيانه ويسقط الترتيب بنسيانه. The tartib يسقط, السقوط, as we said before, when something falls from above, and it refers here to that there's no tartib anymore. It's fell. That means it is not an obligatory thing upon the person. ويسقط الترتيب. So the tartib is not there anymore. There's no tartib for him. It is not an obligation, because the previous statement was the tartib is an obligation. To do it in order is an obligation. But it's not an obligation anymore, and that's what يسقط means. بنسيانه. If a person forgets. If he forgets the tartib. And the example that I just mentioned gives that understanding. How can someone forget the tartib? It's obvious that dhuhr comes before asr, but what if it's in many different days or in different days? So if then there's no obligation for him to do it with the order. للعذر, because of the عذر or the excuse. Because the nisyan, forgetfulness, is a valid excuse. فإن نسي الترتيب بين الفوائد أو بين حاضرة وفائتة. If he forgets the tartib بين الفوائد, between the fawaid, that means the prayers are all fawaid, they're all missed. So this is one case. Or that means he has, say, dhuhr and asr and maghrib, and he knows that these three prayers are he missed, but he's forgetting the tartib, the days, which one comes first, and they're all fawaid, they're all missed salawat. Or the second case, because when there's aw here, I mean, count how many things are mentioned, and they would have the same rulings here. So أو بين حاضرة وفائتة, or between حاضرة, that he forgot, between a حاضرة and فائتة, and a missed one. حاضرة is the present one, and a فائتة is a missed one. So that means he forgot. The forgetfulness is between something that its time is present and something that is missing. He's not sure which one is its time is present now. حتى فرغ من الحاضرة, till he finishes the salah that is حاضرة, the salah that its time is now. So he finished it. So this is the second case. صحت. That means the salah is valid. ولا يسقط بالجهل. So then in that case, the salah is valid. صحت, because there's no point of, if it's forgotten. And again, this is in the case where the person, say for example, he remembered while he is during the time, he is in time of dhuhr, for example, and he missed Salatul al-Fajr, for example. And if there is enough time, he would pray Fajr and then he would pray Dhuhr. This is an obvious thing. And if a person remembers a fa'ita or something that he missed while making, this is basically what also explains here. If he's praying dhuhr, right, which is the time of dhuhr, but then he remembered while in the salah that he did not pray fajr. And we know that the tartib has to be done. He has to pray the salah in order. So in this case, he remembered while he is in Salatul Dhuhr that he did not pray Salatul Fajr. Right? Even though there's differences of opinions here, some said to continue that salah as nafl and then to make it for Fajr and then Dhuhr again. And that is, the other one is that he does not repeat the salah, and that is sufficient for him. So, and that's why if he, because the fa'ita has to be done before the hadira. The fa'ita is the missed, the hadira is the present one. The fa'ita has to be done first if there's enough time. But if there's no enough time, then of course to do the hadira first. But here is about forgetting between the hadira and the fa'ita. He's not really forgetting the fa'ita while the hadira is present. If he prayed the hadira, that means while he was forgetting. So صحت, his hadira, the present salah, is valid because he was forgetting. Right? That's different than if he remembers during the salah. During the salah, there's different opinion. The correct one is that he continues and he does not have to make it nafl, even though this is a mas'ala to be mentioned later, inshallah. So وَلَا يَسْقُطُ بِالْجَهْلِ, that means the tartib does not يسقط, is سقوط again, that means it becomes not obligatory بالجهل, by not knowing or not knowing the rulings. That means once a person knows, he should not say, I didn't know, so that means it's an excuse to miss the salawat that he missed. No, he has to make them up. وَلَا يَسْقُطُ بِالْجَهْلِ, because everyone has to learn these types of things. So that again, so the mas'ala here about the tartib has to be done. This is for the fawaid. The missed salawat has to be done in order unless there is an excuse. If there's an excuse, if there's no excuse, that means the salah is not valid. He has to make him in tartib. He says, وَيَسْقُطُ التَّرْتِيبُ أيضا. Also the tartib is not an obligation. أيضا also بخشية خروج وقت اختيار الحاضرة, by the fear of the waqt, the time to exit, to finish, of waqtul ikhtiyar, al-hadira, the present salah. We talked about waqtul ikhtiyar and waqtul ittirar, salatul asr and salatul isha. So if salatul asr, the sun is about to become yellow, which is the waqt of al-ittirar, waqtul ikhtiyar, the beginning time. So if a person fears that the time of ikhtiyar, the choosing time, the beginning time of Asr is going to end by the shade becomes double or by the sun to be yellow, and he has a fa'ita, he has to make up a salah before Salatul al-Fajr wal-Dhuhr, for example. Someone slept and he woke up after Adhan al-Asr by some time, so he's afraid if he prays in order the fawaid, what's missed, the Fajr first and then the Dhuhr, then the time of the permissible time of Asr will end. The sun will turn yellow, or the sun will become, the shade becomes double. So in that case, he says يسقط الترتيب. In that case, he should pray Asr first, and then pray Fajr, and then Dhuhr. Why? So that he pray the hadira, the present time, the present salah, in its waqtul ikhtiyar. The same thing for Isha, the 1/3 of the night, according to the madhab, or for those who said 1/2 of the night. So if it's half of the night, and he was traveling, or it's a woman delaying her Salatul Isha at home, or a person missed Salatul Isha in the beginning of the time, so he delayed it right before before the middle of the night. The same thing if he had a fa'ita. He says, فَإِنْ خَشِيَ خُرُوجَ الْوَقْتِ قَدَّمَ الْحَاضِرَةِ لِأَنَّهَا أَكَدْ. So if he fears that the time will end, then he should give forward, قدم, he should pray first al-hadira, the present one, لأنها آكد, because it's more stressed. ولا يجوز تأخيرها عن وقت الجواز. ولا يجوز تأخيرها عن وقت الجواز. It is not permissible to delay it from the time of al-jawaz, the time of permissibility. right? So it is not permissible. ويجوز التأخير لغرض صحيح, and it's permissible only to delay if it's a valid reason, كانتظار رفقة أو جماعة لها, like waiting for companions if they were traveling, أو جماعة, or to wait for the جماعة. So if this is the only way that he would pray the جماعة, then it's okay to delay it to the وقت, which is after وقت الجواز. So and even the Prophet ﷺ, when they woke up after sunrise, they moved. They did not pray immediately, but they moved from the spot that they were in out of the reason that this was a place of ghafla. So they moved. So that means they did not pray immediately to make sure that things are done in the right way, as long as it's within the time. ومن شك فيما عليه من الصلوات وتيقن سبق الوجوب أبرأ ذمته يقينا. So this is now an issue of a shak, or being in doubt. من شك فيما عليه من الصلوات. Whoever is in doubt of what is upon him from the salawat, that means from the fawaid. That means the things that he missed before. He's in doubt. And the doubt here can, whether it's he has it or not. Meaning that did he miss any salah or not? This is now doubt. وتيقن سبق الوجوب, and he has yaqeen that there is a wujub, it's an obligatory thing upon him. So he has to do what? أبرأ ذمته يقينا. He has to free his dhimma. He has to make sure that he's not in doubt anymore, and to be certain. To be certain, that means what? That means he has to pray whatever is in yaqeen. So he's in doubt whether he has 2 prayers or 3 prayers, right? So, and he knows that is something that is upon him. وتيقن سبق الوجوب أبرأ ذمته يقينا. So he has to make sure that his dhimma, and the dhimma refers to oneself. And sabq al-wujub, that means the salah was an obligatory thing upon him. You know, say for example, someone knew that he already had reached the age of puberty, and he missed some salawat. Then what is the qada upon him? The qada upon him is what he becomes in yaqeen, in certainty, that he made up all of the salawat for sure, with certainty. That means in this case he would do more because he's in doubt, right? So say for example, he missed a salawat of a year, right? But maybe a year months minus a month, for example, that make it as a year. So to make sure that bara'atu dhimma here, when it's mentioned, that means to make sure that he is with certainty, he prayed all of the fawaid, all of the previous salawat, right? So this is what is meant here. وَإِن لَمْ يَعْلَمْ وَقْتَ الْوُجُوبِ فَمِمَّ تَيَقَّنَ وُجُوبَهُ. But if he did not know the time that it was an obligatory thing upon him, فَمِمَّ تَيَقَّنَ وُجُوبَهُ, then he's in doubt whether it was an obligatory thing upon him or not. Then he has to have the certainty when it was an obligation upon him. If say for example, someone with the age of puberty, he wasn't sure, for example, that a particular salah that he did not pray was whether he was in the age of puberty or not. That means it's not obligatory upon him till he knows for certainty that he was in the age of puberty. You see the difference here? So تيقن وجوبه, so he has to have certainty. Why? Because the original ruling for someone that is young, that he's not in the age of puberty yet, till it's proven otherwise. So not to act based on the doubt in this case. But when it comes to the number of the salawat, وَتَيَقَّنَ سَبْقَ الْوُجُوبِ, he knows for sure that it was an obligatory thing upon him. So he knows that he's in doubt of the number of the salawat, and he knows for sure he was 20 years old. So he knows for sure that the salah was an obligatory thing upon him, but he's in doubt of how many salawat. So in that case, right, he has to make sure that he أبرأ ذمته يقينا. He has to pray the number of salawat that would say that for certainty, for sure, he made up all the salah that he missed. Right? So that means he would do more even. But the other way around, and differentiate between these two mas'alas here, two cases here. The doubt here whether the salah was an obligatory thing upon him or not. Right? So when he missed the salawat. So the yaqeen here should be when was the age, or when was the situation where salah is an obligatory upon him. So if he was not sure if he missed salawat before the age of puberty or was after the age of puberty, then to be certain that it was the age of puberty. That means it might be less. So hopefully this is clear. So this is where the fawaid or the missed salawat. You mentioned about satr al-awra, one of the conditions of the salah, which is covering the awra. I know we're been not taking much every session, but it's okay. We'll keep that for next time, inshallah. Hopefully, inshallah ta'ala, we can do more later, inshallah. I know that maybe it's Monday, maybe some people are fasting, so they might be tired to get ready for the Maghrib. So we'll stop here, inshallah, in 2:12, inshallah. Everything is clear, hopefully, inshallah. So ask if there's any questions, inshallah. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم. So the attendance code is al-fawaid. Al-fawaid is the attendance code. طيب بارك الله فيكم. Stop here إن شاء الله. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.